obviously nobody's going to stop homelessness. There is always going to be homelessness, but I'm going to do everything in my power to stop as much homelessness as I can. That's that's through experience. Do you know what I mean? I want to help as much as I can. That's what I want to do. And that's what I'll keep doing. I know, like, we've had people like messaging and stuff. Like, we've had negative comments and stuff, negative messages and stuff. We have, believe it or not, and he'll never stop me doing what I'm doing. He'll never stop me. I'll always do what I love to do, and that's help people. That's help people. Yeah. Basically, from a young age, I've had a bit of a bad upbringing, really. Passed from pillar to post, from dad to mum, etc. I lost my brother and sister at a young age. I fell into drug addiction and homelessness also. And through all my past and all the bad past and etc. It's basically it's shown me really that life can be a cruel place. Really, the world can be a cruel place, and yes, basically it's made me want to do what I actually do today for our homeless people and people that do have really that do struggle, etc. So yeah, I just that's what's inspired me to do what I do, to help other people. So yeah, if I don't know really, plus I love doing what I do as well. It's like it's hard for me to talk about things. I don't really talk a lot about my past, etc. Like I said, I lost my brother and sister at a young age through muscular dystrophy. I don't really talk about it, but yeah, that affected me a lot. I lost my mum not so long ago to cancer as well, so that's affected me a bit. But like I said, I use my negative past to be positive now and do positive things for others, to help other people, to basically. Like I was saying earlier to my good friend Marcus, you can't. Happiness is priceless. It doesn't cost nothing to make somebody happy. So that's what I like to give to people now. I just like to make them happy by providing help and support. So yeah, they're the type of things what I like to do really. One was 4 months, one was 14 months old. I was 5 and 6, but I can remember it like it was yesterday. I can remember waking up early in the morning, hearing my mum and my mum's new partner at the time crying on the landing, because we lived in a block of flats, high-rise flats. And I walked out onto the landing, and I can remember looking into my mum's bedroom, and I could see my little brother's cot, and I could see him laid there. Like it was horrible. I can remember seeing him laid there, obviously blue and lifeless. But like I could never get rid of that image out of my head. It's horrible. But my little sister, I can my mum got a phone call. She was at the hospital in intensive care. She was in hospital all of her life, my little sister, and said that she hadn't made it. She was having a bad. She was deteriorating, having a bad time. So we rushed there, and she died in my mum's arms. I was really young at the time, and like some people think that children don't understand it, but I did. It's like my mum passed me Kimberly, my little sister. She actually passed it to me so I could give her a kiss on her forehead and say goodbye. Everything. So yeah, it's like I said. Yeah, it was bad. It was horrible. I hated it. Like, I still remember it like it was yesterday. I know I can never forget that. It upsets me, but I don't really show my emotion much. Don't get me wrong, I do get upset sometimes, but like usually when I start getting emotional, I'll get a bit snappy. Like I'll try and hide it, so get a bit snappy instead of like getting emotional. But yeah. Well, you can tell really because I'll start stuttering like I'm doing it now. I'm stuttering in front of the camera, etc. Because I just don't know what to say. I try and block it out. I always have done growing up. So yeah. I don't like to think about things like that. But yeah, it was a bad time. And like I said, I remember it like yesterday, but it's just like, I just have to keep carrying on. Just have to carry on. And just fight for what's right now. Like just try and do good by people. Well, basically, me and my partner, we actually moved to this area, to the Blackpool area, and we got a flat, etc. Because there was nothing back home for us. There was no jobs or anything like that. We came to Blackpool, and I got a job within the first week as a kitchen assistant cook in a local pub, and then I found out my mum was diagnosed with cancer, and my mum was dying, so we went back. And I ended up having a big fallout with my family, with my sisters and everyone. So because we went down there, they'd sorted out a flat for us to live in, and the landlord was messing us about. And he ended up messing us about, and then we ended up with nowhere to go. Ended up having a fallout with my family, so we went over to a different area where my dad lives, back at my hometown by Retford. And basically we was at my dad's for a bit, but then it wasn't working. And then me and Amy ended up homeless. Ended up with pneumonia a couple of times, 2-3 times, in a hospital. So we ended up coming back to Blackpool. Somebody that we met here before we went back and said we could stop here at his place while we got another place. So we came back and it turned out he wasn't there, he'd actually moved house. So we ended up on the streets. We came back up with all our stuff, everything, and we went to his house and nobody was there, the house was empty. So we ended up on the streets. Yeah, I didn't know him very well. I thought he was a friend, but obviously not. So yeah, we ended up on the streets for a few months up here. Yeah, my current partner, Amy, yeah, she's stuck by me through a lot. Amy has, yeah, we've been together now 7 years. She's stuck by me through what we've been to hell and back, really. Yeah, we used to sleep under the steps by Coral Island. They've been knocked down now. They've actually made a new hotel there. But yeah, we stopped under there for a few months. It was horrible. The police used to come kicking our feet every morning at 8 o'clock to wake us up. Come on now, wake up. You know what I mean? It's like we had nowhere to go. But still, the council and the police used to kick us to wake us up. basically tell us to get up because obviously people were going to be shopping soon, etc. Luckily, one of our friends, Vicky, from back home, she actually booked us a hotel through one of the booking sites, booked us into a hotel. And while I was in there, I ended up finding a job, and so did Amy. So we ended up getting a flat straight away and back on our feet. So it just turned, our lives just turned back around. But since then, I started helping out at places like what help the homeless and stuff, and I've been helping people ever since then. Ever since we got back on our feet, really. Yeah, but I'm the type of person who likes to make my own decisions. Do you know what I mean? I like to do things what I feel is right. So. It was very difficult. It was horrible, really. We was lucky where we never got attacked or anything like that. We did used to have people coming up like shouting stuff as they're walking past, tramp. Look at them, look, tramps and all, like just horrible stuff. But we never actually got anybody attacking us physically. We did used to get stuff like I said verbally, but yeah. But when we was on the streets, we did, and even after we came back, like even after we wasn't homeless anymore, we know people that we know from when we was on the streets. I've been attacked and been badly attacked, just for being homeless. Like it's sick, really, isn't it? Like people, just because they're homeless, it doesn't mean they're not human. It's disgusting. There was an incident there about a month ago now. I was actually out helping a homeless guy, making him a brew, and a guy walked past him and spat in his face. When I questioned the guy then threatened to kill me, which it's absolutely disgusting, just because he was homeless. I asked the homeless guy if he knew him. He said no, he didn't know him. So the guy just done it just to be horrible, because the guy was homeless. Now that it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. That's what I don't get it with humanity nowadays. That's what they do. They just they just treat people just because they're homeless. They treat them like crap. It could happen to anybody. It could happen to absolutely anybody. It doesn't make them bad because they're homeless. They're still human. So. We have a Staffordshire Bull Terrier now called Prince. He's 5 now. He'll be 6 in May. He was on the streets with us. People used to moan at us, "Oh, look, you shouldn't have an animal on the streets," and that. And like we had Prince since he was born. And Prince, like, maybe that's I feel sometimes, maybe I might be just thinking it, but sometimes I think, well, Prince may be the reason why we never got attacked. You know, because we had a dog with us, people might have thought twice about attacking us. Do you know what I mean? And like, he wasn't there for a guard dog. He's actually, I class him as my child, Prince. I class him as my little lad, do you know what I mean? He's my little boy, Prince. And yeah, he's been with us through thick and thin, Prince. And like I said, we got people being horrible. "Oh, you shouldn't have a dog, you on the streets, blah, blah, blah." But it's like, do you know what I mean? It's horrible. It's horrible being on the streets, but like I said, it can happen to anybody. And yeah. First encounter drugs when I was young, smoking cannabis, etc. Moved on to party drugs, like going to raves and stuff, ecstasy and stuff. But then I got into harder drugs. Obviously, like I said, from a young age, I was passed from pillar to post, etc. I'm not blaming it on the people that I hung about with, but it didn't help. The crowds what I mixed with, etc. But I spiraled really, really out of control with the drugs when I was homeless. because it helps you escape from reality. And it's like, it did help me escape from that reality, and it's like, you don't worry about anything. Like I said, we had people coming past us, oh, look at them tramps and that, we didn't care, we didn't care. Do you know what I mean? And the drugs, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it helped because it just made me not give a crap, basically. I didn't care what people were saying. But it's like, it spiraled really bad. I got really bad on it. I actually ended up doing a little stint in prison. And before I went, there's actually pictures on, Amy's actually got a picture of me on Facebook, and I looked like I was dead. I looked very, very thin. Like my legs was probably as thin as my wrists. I looked really, really thin, really bad. Maybe that few months in prison probably sorted my head out, like, kept me alive, basically. But since getting back to normal, getting off the streets, etc. At first, I've been battling addiction still, but just recently, I've been doing really well. I am on a program. I'm on medication still, which helps me stay off illegal drugs. Like, I have to have medication, but that is reducing, so I'm actually reducing off of that as we speak. So yeah, things are going back to normal. It's a very long process. It's a very quick process getting addicted to the drugs, but getting off them, it could take years. Some people can do it very fast. Some people it takes years, but it's sticking to it. And really, like, the first main thing about getting off drugs is you've got to realise first that you've got a drug problem. That's the first thing of addiction. You've got to admit that you've got a drug problem and that you need help, and that's when then you can go and get the help what you need to get sorted, get your life back on track. But like I said, at the minute, my life is back on track. I'm on medication for it, which helps me to stay off the illegal drugs, which is absolutely amazing. It's horrible. If anybody does watch, if anybody sees this that is battling addiction or anything, please just keep strong and keep fighting it. It's doable. Like, get clean. Do you know what I mean? Just get clean. It's like I said, you escape reality. Like, it's normality, especially like when you're in that predicament, when you're homeless, when you've got nothing, you feel like, when you're homeless, you feel like, obviously you're not just homeless, you feel like nobody cares, because obviously, why are you on the streets? Do you know what I mean? You feel like, oh, well, if anybody cared about me, if my family cared about me, they'd have me there. Do you know what I mean? And that's how you feel. So that's what I mean. Drugs, it just makes you think like you don't care about nothing. Do you know what I mean? You just escape the reality of it. It doesn't. I'm not using it as an excuse, but I feel my personal opinion, my personal thing is like, yeah, my personal opinion is that's why I did it, and I feel like that's why most people do it. They're in that predicament. So. I'll be honest with you, I've been to prison 24 times, Marcus, and that's only for stupid stuff. Like, most of it's driving offences, but it's like when I just used to get sick of everything, so I just used to think, right, another time for another stint in prison. I'd go out and purposely get myself caught driving while disqualified to go back. Do you know what I mean? Just to escape. That's what I used to do all the time. Used to get myself locked up. I'd say, oh, I'm ready for another stint. I'd just get myself locked up on purpose, just to get away from things. Mad that, innit? Done a lot. Madness. makes you think when I'm doing these videos. Makes you think. Like I said, I've used drugs to escape reality, and then like I just said, I used to get to the point in life where I just thought, I can't bother with this, so I'd get myself locked up on purpose, go to prison for 6 months, just to escape reality. And that was from the age of 17 to the age of 27. And that 10 years, I probably did 8 inside. In and out, in and out. Just get out for like 2 weeks, think, oh, I've had enough, go back. On purpose. What kind of life's that? It's no life. I mean, from the age of 17 to the age of 27, I did that. Then, obviously, a couple of years ago, what I was saying a minute ago about getting that stint in prison, ended up going away for 4 months, but it's like, anyway, like I said before, if I hadn't done that, I reckon I'd have been dead. You know, through misusing the drugs, I reckon I'd have been dead. I was very ill. I looked ill. I had no weight on me whatsoever. So yeah, that wasn't very good. But yeah, I'm trying to sort it out now. I've turned my life around. I just want to do right by people. I don't want people going down that road what I have. I've lived it. It's not nice. And I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. What I've gone through growing up in life. So yeah, it's horrible. It's just horrible. I think I like. It's mad. I don't really tell. Obviously, I like to talk. I like to tell people. I like to talk about anything. I babble on really, but I don't like talking about my upbringing, about my past, because I feel sometimes that people will be judgmental, judge me on my past. Oh, look at him, he used to be a drug addict. Oh, look at him, he's been to prison. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't like people judging me. But then I don't like, do you know what I mean? I feel like it's showing people a weakness. So if I tell them about why I used to do things and that, I feel like people use that against me as a weakness, but I don't. It's not a weakness, it was just my way of, see what I mean? It was just my way of coping, really. Coping with things, just get away from reality. Whether it was drugs or prison. Yeah. A couple of months ago, I used to for a while, for probably a couple of years, I've been helping homeless organisations to help the homeless. Basically just give them that little bit of a boost. But about 2 months ago, I decided to step away, and just basically all I wanted to do was set up a little Facebook thing, a small group of friends where we could all just like pull together to help the homeless. But it's actually taken off quite well. It's called the Homeless Helper Blackpool. It's a page on Facebook. Basically, we just started going out, giving the homeless food, drinks, etc. But due to this COVID, we've actually ended up giving food parcels for low-income families also, which is we just love doing it. It's just me and my partner at the moment. We have a couple of people that help with the driving. But yeah, we just love doing it, and the amount of people what's pulled together is amazing. I think people are just starting to realise now, like we said before about homelessness, it could happen to anybody. Due to this COVID, a lot of like small businesses, etc., are losing a lot of money, and the amount of people what are going to be so close to homelessness themselves, it's unreal. It could happen to anybody. So some of these people what look down on our homeless guys, it could happen to you. And basically, I've just started up this cause what I've started up because I used to be homeless myself. I used to be lost in addiction, and I know how rough it can get. And I just want to give our homeless people that bit of support. I actually support them in a way where I actually phone the council. I attend meetings with them to the council to try and get them in hostels, which has been successful. So yeah, like I said, it's just all it was a little thing what I wanted to do, just to pull a few friends together. But the amount of people what it's actually pulled together, it's been amazing. And I want it to keep going. I just want to keep helping our homeless and our families in need as much as I can. My plans for the future, to be honest with you, I just want to keep helping our guys. Do you know something? To be honest with you, my dream, obviously I'm not. Wow, I couldn't imagine it to be a reality at the minute. But my dream would be to get a big, because we're in the Blackpool area. There's a lot of old hotels. So my dream would be to get an old hotel and actually turn it into like a homeless shelter or something. Because there is a homeless shelter in Blackpool, but I believe it's for under 25s. We do have a lot of older homeless people on our streets. So yeah, my dream is to eventually get a property where I can give them a bed. Somebody's always been through had bad lifestyles, etc. There's always somebody that's been through something worse than what. You know what I mean? There'll be people that's been through a lot worse than what I've been through. And I just want, I'm just thinking about it, it's like I'm doing this. Do you know what I mean? For awareness. Or people it'd be good if people watch my video, watch this video. It'd be good if then I inspired them to maybe get things off their chest, to talk to people, maybe open up a bit, so they don't bottle it up, etc. It might help them if I can maybe inspire people. Talk about their problems in the past.